Hello, everyone. I'm glad that you can come. I'm going to give myself a little bit of time to rest. It is the Sabbath, and tell you about our tea today, which is a very special tea, and will be each Sunday from now on. Testing 1, 2, 3. I'll be right back. Thank you. Well, hello everyone. I hope you're having a good day. And this is a lazy Sunday, so some of you aren't on yet, but I know you will be, and you can watch me online on post, both at Facebook Live and also at YouTube. All of these talks, both the teas and the readings, evening readings at 7, the teas at 3 to 3:30, the readings are at 7. They'll all be online. You can go to them, and they're posted on both Facebook Live and on YouTube, so you can look at these talks on either one. Today is the day of rest. Probably some of you wonder why today is called a Sabbath when it's actually Sunday. Well, for practical purposes, all of us who are Christian are Judeo-Christian. And Christ came as a Messiah to the Jews, and the Sabbath rest came on Sunday because on the third day he rose from the dead to save us and to love us and to forgive us and to empower us to go out and love others. So because of that light, that's why we're here on Sunday. On Sundays, I've decided that my curatorial activities will be limited to religious faith objects, all kinds. Today we're going to look at Russian icons and talk a little bit about how you make an icon. And then next week I will talk probably, I think, about the Old Believers, which are an ancient, not a sect, but an ancient division within the Russian Orthodox Church. The thing to remember about icons is that it's more Jewish and Christian in many ways. It's much closer to the early church. The early church did not believe in images, that icons are not images, that they are words through beauty and through color. When an icon maker does an icon, it's not, he's not painting an icon. It's referred to as writing an icon. And it's a much different process than painting a painting. With paintings, you use oils, you use pigment and oils, you mix the pigments, and then you make the painting. And it's more an expression of the artist and what the artist sees rather than something that looks into you. That's the secret of an icon. An icon looks at you. You don't look at it. You allow it to look at you. It's a devotional object. There is no perspective in icons. If you look at the icon of the Holy Trinity by Rublev, which is at, I believe it's in the Tretyakov Gallery in Moscow, you'll see that the background is distorted because there's really no, it's flat, that there is a house and a tree, and the tree represents the tree of life, and it's coming right from back of the head of the Father's, of the Son of the Father. I will try to find my reproduction of that and show it to you. But today, I just want you to sit down and enjoy having tea, because it's a lot of fun. And this is a tea with benefits for those of you who are online. And this is tea with benefits. There are no calories. There's no caffeine. And it says on this box, it says tea with benefits. Sorry, it says Bigelow benefits. So we are having tea with benefits today. This particular tea is quite good. It's called Refresh. And I'd encourage all of you to get it. I'm not part of their business, but I would encourage you to do that. It says it's made with turmeric, chili, matcha, and green tea. So it's a gentle kick. Not quite as strong as caffeine, but quite wonderful, actually, and restful. So today is tea with benefits. The benefits are that we're out in the country, and it's a beautiful afternoon, and for all of us, none of us are working. So it's an extended Sabbath, which is getting kind of disturbing, at least for me. So here's up, bottoms up. Has some tea from the Hun country. So today, I'm going to first show an example of an ancient artifact, or it's an ancient reproduction of an artifact, sorry. And this is an icon of Prince Vladimir. Prince Vladimir was a patron of the Russian Orthodox Church. There were two monks that came and translated Cyrillic, and Cyrillic was used to translate the Bible, and under that the Russian Church began. And this is Prince Vladimir. So say hello to Prince Vladimir, even though he's just in a reproduction. It's a photo of an icon. The background of this is all gold, and everything in an icon is made with natural products. A lot of silver, gold. The pigments are actually ground up rubies, sapphires. If you see the red back here, that's done with rubies, and then sapphires are used to do the blue, and then gold and silver. So this is Prince Vladimir. I'll go on to our main icon today. This is an icon that was done by an extremely skilled artist who studied at Pratt in New York City. And eventually I'll show him in my house a screen that I have that he did, that he was a brilliant trompe-l'oeil painter and then went to three-dimensional objects. Then he became a monk, and he's now in a monastery and writes icons continuously. This is Jesus. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And if you can see, he's giving a blessing, and he's holding up a book, and the book is the holy writings. And this is saying, I bless you, and I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but through me. To look at this icon, you start at the bottom, go up by the book and the blessing to his hands, up to his face. You need to meditate on it for a while, because at first you're trying to, as Westerners, we try to see it as we see perspective. It's not that way. The gold symbolizes the holy presence and light of Christ, and it's radiating out from behind him. So he is calling you to come into him. It's very interesting. The eyes in this icon copy many of the original. There's very little variation on an icon. They're pretty prescribed designs. One of the eyes on Jesus is the eye of judgment. The other eye is the eye of mercy, of love. You can see the difference here a little bit. The right eye is judgment, the left eye is mercy. You can see the right eye facing his right eye, not his right eye, but I'm sorry. It's his right eye, but it's to your left looking at him. That's the eye of judgment. It's looking straight into you. The other one is the eye of mercy, which is loving you. And that's where you start, once you start looking at the face. So this particular icon was done by John Snogren, a graduate of Pratt Institute. He's very, very skilled. And the blue robe, as I said, was ground up sapphires. The red is cornelian and rubies combined. The rubies, I believe, are more in the book, in the red in the book, and the cornelian is more in the robe. And then there's everything means something. The blue cloak, the red. I believe the red robe symbolizes the incarnation, and the blue robe symbolizes heaven and earth coming together. The light lines around Jesus' eyes and his neck, and those details, that's done with ground up crystal. Now how that's done is an icon is painted on a wood panel. I'm going to turn this around so you can see. It's a solid wood panel. It cannot be laminated. And I believe this is birch. There are different kinds of wood that they use, but it's woods that won't warp. Some of the older icons I'll show you have braces so they won't warp or crack. One of mine did crack, actually. And this icon was commissioned by my wife Twyla for my 50th birthday, which was a while ago. And on the back, at the top, it's the name of Christ and the cross. And this is the hanger. And then down, there's an inscription that he wrote that said, "To help you in your ascent toward God, many years." And then the cross and John Snoger, my friend. The medium that you mix the powdered jewels with is egg. It's called an egg tempera. This is written, not painted. It's done with egg tempera. So you take the egg white, and then you mix the powdered pigments, and then apply it to the surface. It takes a very long time to get the surface finished so that the tempera will stick. It's a very fragile medium, and should never be put in cold temperatures. Should be kept fairly moderate temperatures because of it's just the way it is. It can crack really easily. So this is Christ the Pantocrator, the ruler and the lover of mankind. I'm going to just be silent for a little bit and let you look at this just for a bit. Let it look at you. I had an amazing experience a few years ago. I was waiting for, put it down here so you can still look into his eyes. I was waiting to meet a Russian chorus to see if they would sing for a conference that I did in 2007. And I went into the Russian Orthodox Church on Mass Avenue. It was late afternoon at about 5, and it was dusk, summer. And I was waiting for the director to come. He didn't come, and I was in the sanctuary. There was no one around. And in Orthodox churches, there are usually just clear windows that let in light. The colors are on the walls. They're written on the walls, and the walls are covered with saints. And as I sat there and waited and looked, it was so amazing. The icons of the saints began to speak to me. Russian Orthodox believers do not worship icons. They worship God through the icons. What an icon does is for you to look into Christ's presence. It's a window into eternity. There's a very good book by Yaroslav Pelikan called Windows into Eternity. And it's for you to go in through Jesus' eyes, or through the eyes of the saint, to eternity, which is represented here by the gold. That's about it for icons. I encourage you to look up some books on it. There's one wonderful devotional book called Behold the Beauty of the Lord by Yaroslav Pelikan, and there are 4, I'll find it, I'm not sure. There are 4 icons that he writes about and shows you how to read them. It's really, really very, very helpful. Hope you get a copy of it. It's called Behold the Beauty of the Lord. So I'm going to have a drink of tea, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about Sabbath. You know, we have kind of a distorted understanding of the Sabbath around here. in the U.S., everybody worships on Sunday. You can worship leisure. You can worship your hobbies. You can worship your house. You can go buy possessions. You can worship on the, well, you don't worship on the golf course. You worship golf on the course. And many Christians, I believe, worship activities on Sunday. The Jewish Sabbath was a day of rest. Today's reading is about the man that was whose blindness was cured by mud, and it was so interesting in unpacking that story. The man said, well, the Pharisees tried to say, well, it's unlawful for a Jew to do this on the Sabbath. And is this man, who is he? Is he a prophet? And the man who had been blind all of his life, the only way it could have ever been transformed is rewiring of his brain. And Jesus, gradually over a period of taking mud, applied it several times, and his sight became good. And if you can imagine being a man, an adult, and not being able to see anything or even what people look like, and all you've done is just touch, and you're blind, it was so amazing. He said, I don't care whether he's a prophet or not, but all I know is I was blind and now I can see. And I'm hoping today for the Sabbath and Sunday that you will be able to see that Sunday is a day for rest. It's a day for allowing Christ to look into us and at us, just like every day. And I pray that tonight we'll be doing a reading, but tonight you'll gather with your family and read them a bedtime story when they go to bed, and love them and bless them. Thank you for listening tonight, and I'll be glad to answer any of your questions. Look for me tonight at 7, and I will be in touch. Thanks again for joining me for tea. By the way, Sunday's not a day for fasting. The Lord talked a lot about why are you fasting, why are you grieving. You have your Messiah with you. So I'm having a cookie today. These are really good cookies. These are mud pie cookies from a little bakery in Middleburg. So I'm off my fast. Have a nut and some more tea. Thanks for dropping by. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.